Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and it's good to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. It's nice outside now, but boy, what a rough start for the morning, huh? Did you build an ark? Did you get to work? Hopefully you didn't get any problems out there. It was a pretty serious situation for a lot of folks who were trying to get on the roads around 6 o'clock this morning. Just wasn't working out for them. So hopefully you made it through well. Things are looking good outside now, and things are moving on here in Houston. Thanks to those of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate you being here. We're here every morning, 10 a.m. with Up to the Minute live, of course. You can catch the rebroadcast of our show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. on HCCTV. Dr. Tony Rayo-Sutherland joining me this morning as my co-host. Good morning, Tony. A bit shaky at your house this morning?
There's big puddles of water all over the place. It just looks like, and we had lots of wind too. So we've got stuff all over the place. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, it was a crazy ride this morning. That's one thing for sure. Hey, as I mentioned, a lot of folks watching us on YouTube and Facebook Live, but they can also catch us across social media.
Absolutely. Just go to Houston Community College District, not just HCC, because there's a whole lot of those. Houston Community College District. Go to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I can go on any kind of social media. We're there.
We are there. Okay, Tony, stick around because you'll be talking with this next guest from Coleman College for Health Sciences. Melissa Bruton is here, and Melissa is the Program Director Surgical Technology Program. Good to see you, Melissa.
Good to see you too. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We're looking forward to hearing all about this program. I would imagine, with the title, there are a lot of jobs available and they're growing.
Yes, sir. They're knocking down our doors.
They are. All right. You want to hear more about it? We're going to have all the information coming up in about 10 minutes. So stick around. We'll be with you shortly, Melissa. All right. We're going to kick things off with one of our former students, one of our HCC grads. We know her real well around here at HCCTV. Netra Babin is joining us. She is a graduate of ours and also currently a stand-up comedian, writer, host, and actress. Good morning, Netra. Oh, your mic is off. We can get you to unmute your mic. There we go. Can we hear you?
There we go. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Good morning. How are you?
Great. Good morning to you.
So tell people a little bit about your story because we know you from HCC TV, and why would that be?
Well, luckily, I got an opportunity to be a part of the work study program with Houston Community College Television. So while I was pursuing my Associate of Arts, got a wonderful chance to work with you guys, started out in doing production assistant. And then you guys noticed my wonderful personality and put me in front of the camera a few times.
Yeah. And you worked for us. It's hard to believe. Was it back in 2016?
2016, yes.
Wow. And then since then, you tell people you've moved on, or are you in Chicago now?
I am actually back into Houston, based off of the pandemic. I've been back for about 8 months now, but I did, after I graduated from HCC, I did move to Chicago looking for Oprah, trying to work there, but no one told me she moved to LA. So I was still in Chicago and it was just a great time. I got a chance to do a lot of additional things to add to my resume in terms of being on different TV shows, working with taking classes at Second City, things of that nature. So it was just a great time for those 5 years.
And March the 9th has a significance for you. Maybe you can tell us why.
That is the day that I started doing stand-up comedy at the Laugh Stop in Houston, Texas. So, with this being March, also Women's History Month, March is very dear to my heart, and March 9th is like my birthday in comedy. And that's 13 years, Todd.
And currently, are you working with local clubs? Because I know you've produced several comedy shows in the past. Tell us, are you producing some now?
Absolutely. About August of 2020, I got the idea of producing female comedian comedy shows. A lot of times it's maybe 3 guys and one female on the show. So I wanted to showcase women and that we are funny and things of that nature. So I started doing Women Crush Wednesdays, and that started at the Houston Improv. And so we do that show like every 3 months at the Houston Improv. But I also pitched it to the comedy club, Phil and Derek's, the Speakeasy over in Midtown. Right. And that has a monthly open mic for women's the first Wednesday of each month. And I am the host of every first weekend, which is Women's Crush Weekend. So I'll be there next weekend, the 1st and 2nd. So just the city has just taken over with the ladies doing stand-up comedy, and it has been such a great time. We've had such a great response. And so I'm just grateful that the city is backing us and backing me.
Tell me, what was it like during the shutdown for comedians? Were you able to do more online? Did that open up for you? I mean, obviously, it's got to be great to be back where you're interacting with the audience, because it's one of the best things about going to a comedy show, in my opinion, is the interaction with the audience, where one person can laugh funny or heckle, and you go after them. That's what really makes it sizzle with comedy, at least in my opinion. So, what was it like during the shutdown when you guys, I imagine, were doing a lot of stuff virtually?
Right. You know what? That was certainly an option. People started doing the virtual shows, but I just took it as a time. I called it artist development, and I worked on myself. Virtual shows work, and still are popular. But for me, it just felt like getting a virtual massage. It didn't quite fit my vernacular. I'm an energy person, and I need my audience's energy. And virtually, I just wasn't, getting that. So, it slowed me down for about a year, and, Texas was still thriving. So I just relocated back.
You've got some upcoming shows. You mentioned a few, but let's go over some of them, because you've got a few, and it looks like you're going to be doing some traveling soon.
Yes. So starting with here in Houston, this Thursday, I will be at Taste Bar and Grill in Midtown, not too far from HCC downtown campus. And that's on this Thursday, March 24th. And this weekend, I am in the World Comedy Expo Festival in Chicago, and I'll be performing at the Laugh Factory in Chicago and Second City, and also the Comedy Bar. So I'm totally excited about being back to my second home.
You always hear about Second City. What was it like performing there and getting to work? A lot of legendary comedians went through there.
Yes. It was certainly a time. So when I moved to Chicago, I wanted to get, into improv classes and things of that nature. And so I got the chance to do so. So performing there is great, because Chicago is a city of comedy. Like, everything is touristy, and everyone loves comedy. So Second City allowed me to meet different types of comedians, like comedy troupes, and that's what kind of pushed me into the acting realm.
Do you remember the HCCTV show?
HCCTV. Yes. Yeah. And I'm sorry.
It was quite a while ago, but I was wondering if you remember that show, because that had a number of legendary ones that went through that.
Okay. Yeah. Second City was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm more of a stand-up person. I decided to take those improv classes to kind of open myself up, physically on stage. But, I've aged, and I'm like, I can't be falling on the floor.
And speaking of opening up physically on stage and being open with the audience, I know you want to talk about a very sensitive subject for men and women, because you've been performing as a bald woman for 1 year, and there's a reason why. Maybe you can tell us about that.
Well, I am a woman who does suffer from a hair follicle disease called alopecia. And for many years, I tried to hide it and cover it with wearing different types of wig hairstyles. And during the pandemic, I was at home every day. And I just literally had the opportunity to fall in love with myself. And so I took the chance, and I just shaved off what was still there. And just like I said, took a chance and got on stage, and it has been so receptive. I am so grateful that, my opportunity to do this is made me like a poster board, because men and women come up to me, and they're like, my mom, my sister, they go through this. And so as women, our hair is like based off of society, that's what kind of defines us as feminine. But there is a whole new movement of bald women, and I am glad to be one of those.
Well, we're proud that you were one of us at one time and now moving on into other realms. And I imagine people can find you in social media on YouTube as well.
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram under Miss Already, MSALREADY, because I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. And you can find me on YouTube under Netra. And that's also my website, Netra. You say it 3 times and I'm coming to you like Candyman. I'm killing it.
We're gonna put some links in our social media post after the show.
Thank you guys again so much. This is so much.
It's great to see you again. It's been
you too.
6 years.
And like I said,
wow.
Todd, you are not aging, sir. I need that serum.
Well, thank you very much. Netra, you're an inspiration to us all. Congratulations on your continued success. And we hope to see you in the future again here.
Thank you guys again so much. And I appreciate my time there. And I learned so much from you guys. And I really am just happy to be a part of HCC alumni.
Thanks,
We love you, Netra. We love
Thank you, Miss
Tony. You remember Tony as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Netra Babin, one of our graduates, stand-up comedian, writer, host, and actress. You can catch her on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We'll put all those links in our social media posts. Take care, Netra.
Thank you. Y'all have a great one.
All right. We're going to turn things over to Dr. Tony. And you remember Netra well.
Oh, yes. She was one of my favorites. I mean, I loved her. She was great at work, great at what she did, but she was also entertaining.
Absolutely.
But I love her.
She continues to do so. All right, Tony, you're going to switch gears a bit and talk to us about a program out at Coleman College of Health Sciences.
Yes, Melissa Bruton, Program Director of the Surgical Technology Program at Coleman College for Health Sciences. Welcome back to the show, Melissa.
Thank you for having me. Wow, to follow up that, Netra is amazing.
Well, she is, but the work that you guys do is also amazing, especially if you're on the operating table. We need you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we've been talking about your program. It's a Coleman's 12-week program for surgical techs, and we want to talk about that. But tell us, what exactly is surgical technology? What do the people, your students, what are they responsible for when we go to the surgical technician? What are they responsible for in the operating room?
Okay, so surgical technology goes back to the wars. And what we would do is we would be the medics that would assist in the field surgeries. And then it became an OR tech in surgery. And now it is a surgical technologist. And on top of that, they're certified surgical technologists. So we are the ones that are in there working as a team, preparing the operating room, planning the procedure, and ultimately getting everything together and making sure it all works out for the patient. But I did want to say it's an associate degree, so it's 60 months or 60, 60 credits.
All right. Well, please correct me when I'm wrong. Okay. So now, how do you become a certified surgical technologist?
Well, you apply to our program on our website, and you take a couple of prerequisites like English and anatomy and physiology 1, and you can take A&P2 to be ahead of the ball. Surgery is anatomy. So one thing you want to see is if you have that interest in the human body and the functions of the body. And that's what got me. I just love it. I think it's amazing. It heals itself in so many ways. And it's just an incredible study, an incredible field to be a part of. So
now you're accredited. You get an associate degree, right? Explain what all that means.
So our program is accredited from CAHEP, which is the healthcare education programs, the gold standard for accreditation. We also were a 12-month certificate program prior to 2021. And our accreditors had all the programs that wanted to stay accredited had to change over to associate degree. So we went through the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board and SACS to make sure that we met the requirements to be an associate degree, to offer that, to be able to still offer the program at Coleman. We're right in the heart of the medical center and very respected in our field and very sought after.
Well, I was going to say the job outlook, especially for the students from Coleman, are very high. Tell us a little bit about that.
They are knocking my doors down. And, you know, being a new program, we started off a little slow because we didn't want to overwhelm the new change. So we started off with 20 students. And there's jobs out there for so many more. So they're emailing me, calling me, asking me, you know, can they come out and talk to our students? The jobs are there, and that's the exciting part. On top of that, they're usually hired at their clinical site. So, you know, that they're absorbed in their training. So that's another interesting thing. And interestingly enough, even our graduates from the pandemic, they were able to find employment pretty much right away.
So the clinicals, when do they go to clinicals? When is it? What semester do they do that in?
So the first semester is their prerequisite semester. The second semester is when they start getting in the foundation, the heart of surgical technology, to learn about a lot of the book, the reason we do, you know, why do we do this? And we teach that and we explain it. And then the second semester, when you are past the foundation semester, is when they go into clinical. And they're there one day a week to kind of get your toes wet, to keep you really wanting to learn more. And then in the summer semester, they go 2 days a week. So we slowly integrate them into that because, you know, the operating room is where they want to be.
And it's very intense, I would think.
Yeah. You have to have a very mild or be able to handle a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And we can't, you know, the pressure and stress of the operating room is always going to be there. There's not really a non-stressful operating room that I know of. You have to be on top of your game.
I wouldn't be, for sure.
And you have to be 100% all the time, because the patient deserves that. And they deserve it to have a certified surgical tech. You know, you want an educated person in there taking care of you.
And what kinds of surgeries do the students get to participate in?
Everything. They get to do cardiovascular, thoracic, OB-GYN. They get to see babies being born and participate in it. Not only just see, you are scrubbed in, helping the surgeons, making sure everything's sterile, at learning. The doctors are wonderful in the medical center for teaching. They do orthopedics. One of the cool things a student gets to do occasionally is when they do heart surgery, they actually hold the heart a little bit in the body so that the doctors can operate on that organ at that time. So we get to touch things that other people don't get. Of course, we have gloves on, but we get to touch things that other people don't get to do. So it's exciting. The anatomy is really what gets you. And we do ophthalmology surgeries, all specialties.
So when there's all kinds of different surgeries. Do you have to be more, do you have to learn more about one part of the body than another part of the body? How do you figure that all out?
Well, accreditation standards gives us a number to meet, and we have to have a number of specialties. Well, being in the medical center is a blessing because you have all specialties. So our students are very well-rounded and well-versed in the procedures they get to do. Accreditation, I think they say 4 specialties when our students gets between 6 and 8, sometimes more. And they say that we need 120 cases to graduate from the program, and we get around 160 on up because we have so much at our fingertips.
So when the students do their clinicals, I assume, like, say if they work in a heart surgery type of thing, and then maybe I don't know, throat or something else, those become their specialties. Is that how that works?
Well, they find what they like when they're in clinical. So they'll go to different specialties, and the one they thought they liked when they started the program sometimes isn't the one they end up in. I've seen a lot of students, I want to do plastic surgery. But then when they see the heart surgery, they're like, this is what I want to do, or general or robotics. I mean, robotics is amazing. So you have a lot of different specialties, and you're given the opportunity to see if you like it.
So their main role, if you were to say your role as a surgical technician is to what in the operating room?
Everything, but mainly maintain a sterile field. And that means maintaining sterility within that whole room, making sure that nobody contaminates. You're watching everything. So you have to make sure there's no contamination. And the key of that is if there is, you need to know how to correct it. And that's what we teach them. If there is a contamination, somebody touches something, what do you do to get it back to sterile? And that's what we teach them. And then they've got to know as much about the surgery as a surgeon, because they're expected to anticipate a surgeon's needs. So that's the incredible part to me.
Wow, that's pretty serious work there. Yeah.
You have to hand it to them before they know that they need it.
Excellent. Well, Melissa Bruton, she is the Program Director of the Surgical Technology Program at Coleman College for Health Sciences. And we really appreciate you being on and telling us about all these wonderful programs. And let's get more students in there because they're very much needed, right?
Yes, ma'am. We really need a lot of able bodies. The job market's outrageous, and we need to fill those positions to help our community.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Melissa. And if you're interested in the program, we're going to have some links in our social media post after the show. Okay, we've got a few news and announcements to go over. First off, something is happening March the 24th, which is, I believe, just a few days away. Human Trafficking 101, HCC's Counseling and Ability Services, is partnering with the Texas Forensic Nurse Examiners to offer Human Trafficking 101. This is an online event, 1 to 2 p.m., Thursday, March 24th. Very important subject. You want to learn more about it. For more information, we'll put an email in our social media post and also a link where you can register and attend this event. Also, we have something going on with Stravinsky. Tony, you want to tell us about that one?
Yes. Dr. Mikhail Smigelski, I think is how it's pronounced, but whatever. There are two HCC professors, Francis Fenton and Andrew Briggs, that are bringing him in. He's a bass baritone and an instructor at UT Austin, and he's doing a recital Friday. And he's also going to do a voice master class for HCC students, which is a wonderful thing. It's great to have these specialists come in and work with the students on those different things. And it will be Friday, March 25th from 7:30 to 9 p.m. And it will be at the Stafford Fine Arts Center.
Okay, check our post afterwards and we'll give you a link for that as well. Hey, free haircuts are back. That's right, free haircuts are being offered to our staff and students only on Wednesdays starting March 23rd at the HCC Central Campus. Free haircuts, that's right. Walk-ins are welcome, except at lunchtime because they're going to take a lunch between noon and 1. Just show up at the JB Whiteley building, take your ID card, get a free haircut. We'll have some information in our post on if you have more questions on that. And there are some HCC career fairs that are happening as well, Tony.
Yes, Wednesday, March 30th will be the Cosmetology Career Fair at Southeast College. Then there'll be the Thursday, March 31st, will be All Majors Fair. And that will be at HCC Northwest College, Ailey Hayes. And then Thursday, March 31st, HCC Advanced Manufacturing Hiring Fair in Stafford. So there's all kinds of things going on. Those are 3 specific ones coming right up. And to register for this, go to HCC's Career Hub on our website and go, and you can get a job that way.
Okay, mark your calendar, Saturday, April the 9th, virtual through Teams, the Math Summit. That's right, the Math Summit, the Math Department's all-faculty summit with guest speakers, and groundbreaking content is scheduled for 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Make sure you check it out. It's Saturday, April the 9th, virtual through Teams. And if you would like to attend this, we'll give you some information in our social media post as well. One thing to keep in mind, summer registration is underway now. There are some dates we're going to let you know because fall registration is just right around the corner, Tony. So here we go. April the 11th, anyone can check out the schedule. That means you can go online, look at the schedule. April 18th, priority registration gets underway. And then April 25th, everyone can start registering for fall 2022. I know it's hard. Yep, we're already there. We're getting there. But Tony, one thing that remains is they still have 5 ways that they can take their classes.
Yes, they can take it online anytime. They can take it online on a schedule, hybrid, in person, hybrid lab, 5 different ways. In other words, if you want a class, you can get it almost any kind of way you want, in person or no. And register soon, register right now, especially for summer, and watch those dates for fall because, you know, sometimes classes fill up real fast. And
yes.
So you wanna go ahead and register right away.
Yeah, they're smaller classes. They fill up fast, but if we know there's a demand for them, they will create more classes to answer that demand. Go to hccs.edu/apply. Okay, tomorrow on the show, we'll have a guest from TEDx A-Leaf to talk about a special program coming this weekend in which 50 HCC students can win free tickets to celebrate Women's History Month with 5 powerful women. And also later this week, we've got some special guests, Tony.
Yes, the Bayou City Arts Festival will be here for a virtual family fun day. And for Film Friday, we're going to have the Screen Actors Guild, and it'll be just in time for the Oscars.
That's right. All right. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope you had a good morning so far. We'll be here live tomorrow on Wednesday on Up to the Minute.